What is up, you guys? I'm Charmx, and today I'm going to be reacting to what is the farthest away thing you can see by real life lore. Now, that is a really good question. What is the farthest away thing you can see? Now, I don't know, but like we can see the sun, right? So I assume that has to be up there for some of the farthest, because that's, you know, I don't even know how many thousands of miles that is, right? But you have the sun, that is really far away. But you can also see stars, which I know are a lot further away than the sun. And a star, you know, that's light years away, so you can see them. So I don't know how far we can see away, but I assume the stars must be towards the top of, you know, the range of how far we can see. So I don't know, it's gonna be interesting to see the answer here. But with that being said, I hope you guys like this. This is by Real Life Lore, who makes really cool videos, so make sure you go subscribe to Real Life Lore. And without any further ado, let's begin.
Limits of human vision is an interesting thing. If you're
Is that what the human eye looks like that close? What?
fortunate enough to
Oh, that looks so cool. Is that really what the eye looks like that close up, or is this like animated or something? Because I can tell you, when I look in the mirror, if I look at my eye, it's not doing this.
have 20/20 eyesight, it means that you can clearly read a small row of text from 20 feet away. But the best recorded vision in humans is 20/10 eyesight, which means that these extremely lucky people can see things clearly at 20 feet away as if they were only 10 feet away for the normal person.
Oh, wow.
Everybody sees the world a little bit differently than everybody else does, and I mean that literally, not only in terms of clarity or blurriness, but also in terms of just how much can be viewed. If we took you right now and placed you in the middle of the ocean on a clear day with nothing to obstruct your view,
I think, okay, I've heard that doing this, you can see 40 miles, I believe.
you'd probably be able to see in every direction for around 5 kilometers, but that can change.
Okay, well, I guess, I guess I was wrong. I heard if there's nothing in your way, you can see for 40 miles, but maybe that was a lie.
Depending on your height. The limit to your own personal visibility of the world is determined by two things: the curvature of the Earth's surface and how high up your eyes are that are doing the viewing. That's because the higher up your eyes are, the more of the Earth's surface you can see before it curves away from you. The average American male is 5 feet 9.5 inches tall, which allows a visible range of about 3 miles in every direction from sea level. The average American woman is 5 feet 4 inches tall though, which puts a slight negative modifier on their viewing range, so it becomes about 2.8 miles.
So does that mean that this this whole video is going to be based off of the individual's height, because it's going to be unique for every individual person? Or are we going to use like just an average and go off of that?
That's not a huge variation, but radical height differences can cause that. At 7'1", Shaq has a higher visible range of 3.3 miles, and Vern Taylor, at only 2 feet 8 inches, had a visible range limit
2 feet?
limited to only 2 miles. However, Robert Pershing Wadlow, the tallest human to have ever existed, at 8 feet 11 inches tall,
8'11". Is this the size of an average person right here? Oh my goodness, 8 feet 11. That's crazy. That would suck being that tall. I think a lot of people who are that tall have a lot of like bone and joint problems. Oh man, that'd be horrible being that tall.
had a massive visual
Girls on Tinder want guys like this tall.
range of 3.7 miles, probably the furthest of any human who has ever lived. If all of these people were standing on a flat boat in the middle of the ocean, Robert would be able to see another boat emerging from the horizon 1.7 miles further out than Vern Taylor could possibly see it. But of course you can actually see things further away than just a few miles. You only need to get your eyes further up into the sky.
Yeah, like you can see the sun and the stars.
One of the tallest observation decks anywhere in the world is inside the Burj Khalifa in Dubai.
Oh, are we still talking about seeing stuff on Earth, or just how far you can see stuff away, distance-wise? Because if you can see stars on that, that has to be the furthest you can see. But yeah, if you're talking about just on Earth, then it all would just be your height.
Dubai, at 555 meters up. From all the way up here, your line of sight extends out to 84 kilometers in addition to whatever you can see based on your personal height. This is so high up that it becomes possible to see the coast of Iran all the way across the Persian Gulf under optimal conditions. It's also so high up that it causes some other weird situations. Up on the higher levels, it becomes possible to see the sun setting several minutes after it's already set on the surface. Once again,
Oh, I believe that. Just because you're higher up, right? It makes complete sense.
And because of the Earth's curvature and your viewing perception from so high up allows you to see further around that curvature. This has led some local Islamic clerics in Dubai to rule that those living above the 80th floor in the building should wait 2 additional minutes before breaking their Ramadan fast. And those living above the 150th floor should wait.
Wait, people actually live in the tower? I always wondered what that tower was for. I thought it was like a business tower or something. I wasn't aware it was an actual place you could like live in, you know? Well, I mean, I guess the developer, you know, gotta make their money back somehow.
3 additional minutes to give the sun more time to actually set for them. In fact, being near the Burj Khalifa actually allows you to witness the sunset twice in the same day. I don't know what that means for Ramadan, so let me know in the comments, but essentially you could watch the sunset happen on the surface, and then take the elevator up to the observation deck, which is fast enough that you could get all the way up to the top and witness the sunset happen all over again. Similarly to buildings, being high up on mountains or hills can also increase how far away you can actually see something on the Earth's surface. In theory, standing atop the summit of Mount Everest should give the largest field of view anywhere in the world out up to 340 kilometers in every direction.
210 miles. That's crazy.
If Mount Everest was in the middle of Germany, that would give you the ability to see over roughly the entire country. But
whoa. Wait, 210 miles? That's as big as Germany is, like, from one side to the other? 210 miles? That's not that far. Like, you compare that to the US. The US is, what, thousands of miles across, so I guess Germany is a lot smaller.
Everest is kinda surrounded by other mountains, which spoils the view. The longest line of sight that anybody can achieve on Earth is by standing atop the summit of Dankova in Kyrgyzstan, and gazing a ludicrous 538 kilometers away to the Hindu Tog
344 miles.
mountain pass in China. This is only possible to see under the right weather circumstances, but nowhere else on the planet
Wait, we're not gonna get a picture? I wanna see a picture from here to here.
is it possible to see something else with your naked eyes that's over 500 kilometers away. For reference, that would be like standing in New York City and being able to see Toronto, or standing in Los Angeles and being able to see Sacramento, or for a European comparison, standing in London and being able to see either Edinburgh or Cologne in Germany. But so far, we've only been talking about how far away you can see something.
Yeah, if you're in space, then you get to see a lot further. Like if you're in the International Space Station, yeah, you can see all of this, right?
Something on Earth's surface. Your eyes can see things that are much, much further away when you turn them upwards towards space.
This is what I was originally talking about at the beginning of the video.
Most of the stars in the night sky that you can see are located within a few thousand light years away from you. A light year meaning the distance that light travels within 1 year. The furthest single object that your naked eye can see while on Earth is V762 Cass in the Cassiopeia constellation at 16,308 light years away, but much further away.
How far away is that in like feet? Because I don't think light years really gives justice to comparison, you know, towards like, you know, miles or whatever. How many miles is that away?
Than that is the Andromeda Galaxy, a collection of objects which represents the furthest possible limit of your own naked eyesight into the cosmos. Andromeda is faintly visible without the need for a telescope at a massive distance of approximately 2.5 million light years away.
See, that's a lot, but if you tell me how many miles that is, I think that would definitely bring more perspective to the size.
For most of human history, this served as the furthest limit for our vision and perception of the universe, until the advancement of telescopes. Now we can see things that our ancestors never could have, like the galaxy GN-Z11 at 32 billion light years away from us.
See, that's crazy, but I wonder how many miles. I can't even fathom how many miles that would be.
Somewhat confusingly, you may remember from previous videos that I've made that the universe itself is only about 13.8 billion years old. The reason that GN-Z11 is 32 billion light years away is that it probably doesn't exist anymore. It's so far away from us that we're witnessing what it looked like 13.4 billion years ago, because that's how long it's taken the light to reach us for us to observe it here on Earth. But this galaxy probably isn't at the edge of the universe. It's just impossible for us right now to see anything that's probably beyond it.
Is this with a telescope, right?
The universe is expanding quicker than the speed of light can move to catch up with it, which means that the light of objects more distant than GN-Z11 will never reach us here on Earth, which means that we'll never be able to see what lies beyond. This problem will become worse and worse as time goes on though, as the universe continues to expand. Eventually, sometime between 4 and 6 billion years from now, the only objects in the night sky that will remain visible on Earth, if it still exists by then, will be our own small local cluster of galaxies. The universe as we know it today that's filled with
This is so sad.
Trillions of galaxies will be totally invisible and unknowable to civilizations of the future, which means that they may mistakenly think that the universe is much smaller than it actually is.
Well, they probably wouldn't. I don't think the human race is going to last that long. But, you know, if they do, they would have records, right? You know, the technology at that point would be so advanced, they would have records of what we could see at this point in time, right?
But we may think that ourselves. A few billion years ago, it was probably possible to see even more galaxies than we can currently see today, since the universe had an...
Look at that, that's beautiful. I wish I could see this kind of stuff at night, but there's so much light pollution around that you can't see any of these kind of stuff. You're lucky if you see a few stars. But, you know, if you go in the middle of nowhere where there's no light pollution, I think that's kind of on my bucket list to do. You know, I want to go to a place where there's no light pollution, so you can see all this kind of stuff at night. I think that'd be something to see. You know, that'd be something spectacular.
Expanded quite as much. There's no telling what lies beyond the limit of what we can see in the universe, and we'll probably never know. It's a serious and unsolvable problem that will permanently affect humanity's collective vision.
Anyway, I think it's actually a really cool video. So I was kind of right that, you know, the furthest you can see away would be the stars. And obviously there is going to be one star that's the furthest away you can see with your naked eye. And yeah, I think this is actually really cool. I hope you guys liked it. Man, I was always told that you know, on the ocean level or whatever, you could see like 40 miles away or something. But apparently it's only like 3 or 4 or 5 miles away or something like that. So yeah, I guess I was wrong there. But anyway, with that being said, if you like this, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new, and subscribe to the family. I think I'd rate this video out of a 10, probably at like, maybe a 6. It was a good video. I enjoyed it. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Boop. Oh, also, make sure you guys go subscribe to Real Life Lore if you enjoyed this.